Hi everyone, Tech here. We are at the Caped Cowl Create Art exhibit at the Hard Rock Hotel at San Diego Comic-Con to promote the release of the upcoming Batman Arkham Knight video game. There's some pretty fantastic designs here, taking Batman's classic cape and cowl from the design you know as this and turning it into art like this. I'm with Nathan Soea, and we're here to talk about his design. You clearly have the most unique one in the room.
Oh, well, thank you.
We have a room full of capes and cowls, and yet yours is made out of Legos. What inspired you to take that route?
Well, I'm a Lego artist. I'm an artist who works with Lego primarily as my medium, so I thought, well, it kind of makes sense. I'll create my cape and cowl out of Lego bricks.
Great. And what inspired you to use the original Detective Comics cover?
Well, I wanted to kind of bring it all around, so I went back to the origin, of course, of Batman, Detective Comics 27, and used that as kind of the art for the, making the cape almost a canvas to work on. And I thought, well, the shape, of course, will still be the Arkham Knight Batman.
Excellent. Now, how did you get involved with this whole project?
Well, they asked me if I would be one of the artists on the Cape and Cowl project, and I jumped at the chance. I mean, I'm a fan of the Arkham games, so that made sense. But the fact that I could just create something like a Batman cape and cowl, I mean, it was a dream come true.
Sure, and on the 75th anniversary, I'm sure you're happy to leave your mark.
Exactly. And I think, the Lego company started around the 1930s, Batman's from the 1930s, so kind of just all came together.
Absolutely, a match made in heaven.
Exactly.
Nathan, thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you.
I'm here with artist Akio Sagawa, and we're here with his design for the Batman cowl. Nice to meet you, sir. Thank you for talking with us. So, Scribblenauts.
Yes. So I work for Fifth Cell, which does the game Scribblenauts, and last year we did Scribblenauts Unmasked, which is a DC crossover game. So, and this is my cape based off that game.
Great. Now, did you have a list of who you wanted to include, or did you just go nuts?
Basically, tried to keep it to just the Bat family. So tried to put in about 75 years of Batman characters. Tried to pare down the list into the most relevant characters.
Great, very cool. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
I'm with Conrad Leach, another one of the artists for the project. Could you tell us a little about your design for the cape and cowl?
Yeah, sure. It's based on a painting I made about 10 years ago. That's kind of wrapped up in motorcycle cliched iconography. Skulls, 13, racing, all that kind of stuff. And the reaction to that painting has sort of resonated through the years. And it's been turned into many different things in Japan and in London, and I wanted to sort of continue that legacy really and try and inject that character into the sort of Batman machine, and then also try and bring a bit of Batman into that world. And so I sort of started with some of the basic iconography of that, and I just relocated my studio from London to LA, so I thought I'll stick City Hall in LA in because it kind of looks a bit like Gotham City. And then I was thinking, well, why don't I hijack that bat signal and put the 13, from the front of the bike as if he'd borrowed that. And then, I started to think, well, maybe he should even try and stick the cape and cowl on. So I went and found an anatomical skull, which luckily fitted perfectly into the cowl itself, and the sort of the concept sort of presented itself really. I showed it to Warner's and Vice and everything, and they were like, yeah, that's the kind of thing that we were interested in. And so I felt like it was sort of making a bit of a statement about my work, and it was also making a comment about the Batman legacy and what have you. And I just felt it was a nice, easy blend. Great.
Well, it's a great design. Did they come to you based on they seeing that piece of art first?
Yeah, I think they'd seen a few. I had a couple of fairly large-scale painting shows, one in LA and one in Tokyo, and I think they'd seen the work from the show. Oh, and they'd also seen I did a helmet for a sort of high-end French motorcycle helmet company called Ruby, where I translated something from my painting into a three-dimensional object. And I think they liked the idea that I could translate things quite clearly into 3D objects. Yeah, so I think that's how it came about.
Great. Conrad, thank you very much for talking with us.
No problem. Thanks a lot.
Many thanks to the artists who shared their creative insights with us tonight. And be sure to check out Arkham Knight for Xbox One, PlayStation 4 when it comes out in 2015.